That's
looking
okay.
at your text.
Hi, everyone.
What episode is it?
16?
Is it 16?
I'm gonna double check right now.
Shoot.
We're on Christmas break, so our brains are, I think it's 16. Our brains are also on vacation. And
it feels really early, but it's at 10:15.
It's 10:15. It's like early, but it's not that early.
It is December 23rd.
It is 16. We're on 16. It's December 23rd. We're on vacation. It's Christmas break. All the things.
All the things. Making all that Christmas magic us moms do.
Yeah.
If you're new to us, I'm Kait.
I'm Rachel. And thanks for joining us.
We have... Oh, we didn't do the...
Oh. Welcome to episode 16 of
We Have Yarn for That. I'm Kait.
I'm Rachel.
That's our thing. We forgot to do it.
It's because our brains are in vacation mode.
I'm congested.
I can tell. It seems it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
I had the COVID last week. I tested negative early this week, but still it's like...
And everybody got it this time.
Yeah, so like it started off, Breezy had like cold symptoms, and we just thought she had another preschool plague. But she, you know, it was a little more than a cold because she had like a low temp.
Oh.
Like a 101, 99, like it wasn't anything wild. And then, I want to say it was last Thursday, my husband started getting sick, but it was like stomach stuff. Yeah, and then so we didn't think that they were anywhere related.
Right.
And then he had a fever, and he was such a big baby. And I was like, oh my God, get it together. And I felt like I had a scratchy throat, and I was going to get whatever she had.
Yeah.
And was just hoping I didn't get any diarrhea from him. But anyway, then I think it was her birthday, the 10th. I took her temperature, and she was 104.9. So I called the pediatrician, and then she goes in. She went to the pediatrician earlier in the week, and she tested negative for COVID and the flu. They didn't test her for, how do you test for RSV? Is that a swab too?
I think it's a swab, yeah.
They didn't test her for that for whatever reason, but she had a nasty cough. Anyway, she then had, on her birthday, double ear infection. So we started the antibiotics. And then I was like, could you retest her for stuff? And they're like, it wouldn't matter because this is how we would treat her anyway. I'm like, okay. So then I go home and like do our day. And then that night I test myself for COVID out of curiosity. And I'm like, oh, mom was positive.
There we go.
And then my husband's like, swab my nose. I'm like, pretty sure you could do this yourself. But I swabbed his nose, and he was feeling 100% at that point. And then he also was positive. And then I was like, oh, she must be patient zero. But
yeah.
Somehow mistested. Or we all had 3 different things. I don't know.
When I had it, I got it, and then Dylan wound up with it, and then Owen wound up with it, and he was the worst because he had the croupy cough with it, and there's nothing we could do for him, and it was miserable.
I was the worst because I didn't ever get a break, I think, and it was like I couldn't rest, and I was like taking care of her or him, and it was like, okay, mommy just needs to sleep now. But yes, and so that's why I think I still sound like this.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
For a lot better, but I still can't smell everything or taste anything yet, which is a bummer. I do hope it comes back, though.
It'll come back.
A woman at work was like, my mother-in-law never got her taste back. And I was like,
Don't tell me that.
Don't tell me that. I get salt and sweet.
Yeah,
so that doesn't help my snacking.
No.
I just get salty and sweet.
When I had it, and then like with my surgery and everything, I couldn't smell or taste for months, like because my nose was all messed up, and I couldn't taste salt. I couldn't taste anything, so I just resorted to textures, and I ate a lot of crunchy things because they made my mouth happy.
Yes, mouth happiness. I like that. This is a ENT podcast, you know.
Welcome to all our health issues.
This is a medical health issues podcast. It's a fiber podcast.
I don't have any of those this time.
I do. Because I kind of cheated. But I wanted to have something to show.
It's not cheating.
Oh, well, first of all, let's talk about what we're wearing.
All right. I got layers on this morning because my hair is gross and it was too cold to shower and leave the house. So I'm wearing my Kobuk hat, which I got a stain on. No. And so I finally had to like block it. I finally washed it because I had never blocked it. Mm-hmm. But it like grew. So I just straight up threw it in the dryer. It's fine.
I had to do that with mine too.
Totally fine. So I'm wearing my Kobuk hat. I love this hat. It's pretty much my default hat.
It's beautiful.
I might make another one.
I was thinking that today. I was like, I probably got a skein of something fingering and a mohair that I love. Yeah. Or even in a DK without the fuzz.
This, no, this is fingering in Suri. So this is Explorer Knits. I think it's like Moonstone. I don't know. It's really pretty. It's like an ethereal color, and I'm here for it.
It's almost like Swan Lake.
It is almost like Swan Lake. And then this is also Explorer Knits. This is the Bennet Sister Shawl, one of the two that I have, but I'm definitely going to make a third with my leftovers from my Pink Fizz.
Ooh.
And I don't remember what the colors are.
What do you need for a Bennet sister?
1 mohair and 2 fingering, or 2 fingering and 2 Suri.
Okay.
I love it. I got lots of bare Suri left, and I have like 2.5 skeins of the yarn left, so I got plenty.
Yes.
I don't remember what the colors are. Like fur and grizzly bear, maybe? I don't know. I wanted green, because green is not really in my wheelhouse, but I'm like, let me do green. And then my Cumulus Blouse, which I need to re-block because I also threw this in the dryer, and it didn't shrink widthwise, but it shrunk lengthwise.
Yeah.
So I need to re-block it a little bit, but this is with Cuddly is a Cactus and 39.5 foot pole Suri from Sam of Beachy Breeze Fibers.
So pretty.
And so when I make my next one, the bright ass pink one, I'm gonna make it a size smaller. I think that should work.
That will help.
I love this.
I have on so much. My Felix, my trusty Felix sweater.
It's so good.
I think this is in like a West Yorkshire Spinners.
That's what you've said.
Tweed.
I don't remember what color.
Me either. It's this bright pink fuchsia with purple and white speckles.
It's so good.
I 100% need to use this yarn again. Like, I could make another sweater.
It's so good.
Because, like, it knits great. It's not super washed, so it doesn't really grow. And it's held up really well. And I feel like one thing I love most about sweaters is that because they're natural fibers, they don't get stinky.
No.
So I can wear it more times.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, smell like an armpit.
I do need to wash my hoodie that I wore to Rhinebeck that I still haven't washed because I also brought it to Florida and it rained in Florida and it went
woo, like an accordion.
It's super grew. Super grew.
I have to go grab mine because I've been working on it. I gotta
go get it.
Okay. It's like not a sweatshirt yet, but
that's okay.
It's getting there.
Gotta show your progress.
Anyway, and I have on my crocheted earrings from Katie. Goodhart Designs.
I don't have any earrings on today because I'm wearing a hat because it's where I'm at.
And you know, I think it's because I wore my hair up in like a messy bun for 2 days because this is day 3 hair, but I'm not like a grease slick. And I think it's because I haven't had it down to touch it and whatever, but like deep down I can feel that I need to wash my scalp. And I have on a stitch marker necklace and I forgot who it's from, but I got it.
We got it at Rhinebeck.
Yeah, when I survived Full and Folk.
Yes.
But they were like right outside. They were inside near Sorella.
Yep.
Forgot who they were though.
Just look it up and put it in the show notes.
Yeah, talk about what you're working on and I'll go grab my
All right, so I think I started working on this after our last episode, but I decided, so my 2020 Advent is from Dana of Harbor Fibers, and I got it, one, because Dana is an outstanding yarn dyer who sadly had to take a step back because she's doing the nursing thing full time. But 2, all the colors were themed on The Office. And if you know anything about me at this point in time, you should know how much I love The Office. And so I had to buy it. And I regretted nothing. I think I lasted 3 days before I tore the whole thing open. And I knew I wanted to make the Luminaria Shawl, which was at the time a new pattern from Lindsey Fowler of Larkspur Knits. But the whole thing is charted. And in 2020, I was still a baby knitter. And I couldn't do the chart thing. And so it's just kind of been waiting and waiting. And then I forget about it and then waiting. And so after Thanksgiving this year, I broke it out and I'm like, I'm not going to use my Advents from this year, but I will use a previous Advent to knit with. And so here we are. So if you haven't seen my Instagram, it's all over the place.
How many minis? I missed that.
10.
10 minis.
So this was 12 minis total, but I took out 2 because they were brown. But and I think when I make another one, I'm gonna do 9 colors instead of 10, because then I can do a full repeat, like 3 full repeats of each color, instead of like, that's why I tried to sneak in some extra rows to try and use them up. So I would make this with 9 next time, because I already have plans for another one. And I'm on the border, and it just makes me so happy. So the main color, there's a blue is Pam's Teapot, which is just like, oh, Pam's Teapot. And then we have, like some of them are just kind of like generic, like we have Mistletoe and like Pine Tree, but this red and green one is Dwight the Elf. And then the first pinky one is Phyllis's Oven Mitt.
Aww.
And then we have Never Fear, and then one of the brown ones that I didn't use is Bell Snickle is here. This pinky color is Peppermint. We have Orange Vajuska. We have Snowy. I just watched that episode this week, and I'm like, oh, Michael. Orange Vajuska, When Snowmen Attack. When Dwight finally got Jim. We have Threat Level Midnight, and we have Michael's iPod. So I love it so much. I've been plugging along for like the last, I don't know, almost month or so. I didn't touch knitting at all last weekend when I was in Florida. Yeah. But I'm fine.
Did you bring any with you?
I brought 3 projects, and then I just did needlepoint the whole time.
Wait, you do have a finished object, just not a finished knit.
I don't have a finished knit. So I'm on the border.
It's beautiful. Would you recommend?
I'm already planning another one with with my 2021 Schitt's Creek Advent from Dana. But my recommendation would be to get a full repeat of each color, because I'm like, I can make this work. Let me add in some extra rows. But it's messing up the border, so I will follow it to pattern next time. So I will use 9 minis next time instead of 10, because you'll wind up with like 26 colors used in the shawl, and then the border, the bind off, is one last color.
Okay.
So I'll just use 9 minis next time.
I like the idea of even taking from Advents that you have, like breaking them up.
Yeah, because you don't have to use the whole. There's no rules.
There's no rule that you have to use them all together. No. Okay.
So that's what I'm currently working on, and it makes me very happy. Sorry.
Got a lot of stitch markers going on over there.
I marked the lace this time because I knew better.
Smart. Know thyself.
I like knitting lace, but when I have this many, and I already made a mistake because the chart is huge, and I just am like, oh, like the first half is all left-leaning decreases and the right half is all right, but it's not. It's like they come to peaks in the middle, so I had to rip out. I spent like an hour. I went to bed at 1 o'clock this morning because I was watching Dr. Death season 2, which is, you gotta watch it.
I haven't watched season 1.
I listened to the podcast of season 1.
Okay.
And but like I don't need to watch. Maybe I'll still watch it, but like it's so bad. It's so bad.
I have the podcast in my library. I just haven't listened.
It's so bad. Like it's so engrossing.
Is it the same doctor or a different doctor?
It's a different doctor every season.
Love it.
So season 1 of the podcast was all about it's Peacock season 1, and then they didn't do season 2, which was a cancer doctor that wasn't actually treating patients for something. Yeah. And then season 3 of the podcast is season 2 on Peacock. Okay. And it's a doctor who's a throat surgeon who's trying to do like biosynthetic stuff. So he's like, all right, I have a trachea, and I have a piece of plastic trachea, and then I coat it with stem cells, and then your body kicks in and it recognizes it as its own, but it doesn't.
Yikes.
And like all of his patients die.
Yikes.
It was really bad.
Yikes.
So that's what I was doing last night. I was yelling and screaming at my TV, one, because I was ripping out 500 plus stitches in each row of knitting. Because I knew if I didn't fix it, it would be a bigger problem. Right. And then also like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, I need to watch it.
It's so good.
I love a good true crime podcast and documentary.
Dr. Death the podcast is done so well. It's just like unreal.
I don't know who recommended it. I don't know if it was Crime Junkie or My Favorite Murder. I listened to those.
One of them,
too.
yeah.
Um,
anyway, so that's what I
love
did
a good
last night.
awful story. But I feel like I haven't had as much like what's I don't know what the word is. I've been keeping it like light and fluffy with like,
yeah. You don't want things super heavy right now. Totally get it.
And
I go through spurts with true crime. Like I really like it, and I'm like, I watch like there's one that just kind of like pushes me over the edge. I'm like, nah, I need a break.
I listened to the whole dramatized version of A Court of Thorns and Roses series.
Jeez.
It's pretty sexy.
That's what I've heard, but I don't think it's for me.
And I didn't think it would be for me either because I'm not a super like fantasy book reader. I think listening to it while I was knitting or cleaning or doing whatever, making dinner, ignoring my child, you know, all those things. I think that helped. And I wasn't sure at first if I would buy into the dramatized because then you hear like different actors' voices.
Oh.
And there's music. And then like if there's a sword fight, you hear the clinking and playing.
Audio. Oh.
No, it's like they say like graphic audio, a movie in your mind. And it does. It like paints a picture because it's like, oh, a teapot, and you hear like the kettle boiling and you hear noises and like hoofs clopping
Where
around.
do you listen to that?
On Hoopla for free with my library card.
Oh.
Hoopla or Libby. So public libraries have either Hoopla or Libby. You have to figure out what your library's got, and then you get a certain number of audio and ebook or even music and movie downloads.
I actually listen to audiobooks. I'm in the middle of one right now.
I
listened to the Brittany memoir, which was like...
I'm waiting for that one.
Oh my God. The fact that she's even alive right now is huge.
Ooh.
Like the crap that her father put her through is just unreal. She had an abortion. Justin Timberlake got her pregnant and she had an abortion.
Somebody told me that. And
like,
you know, I remember,
what?
But I remember that being like a rumor in like a tabloidy magazine when we were kids.
They wouldn't let her go to a hospital. She took the pills at home. So
I didn't know any of that part. But I remember there was like a rumor that he had gotten her pregnant and she had had an abortion.
And she like regrets it to this day.
I wonder if Jessica Biel's read this.
Yeah, well, I don't think she's had any had any response to it yet. So the Brittany memoir was like, because I normally struggle with audiobooks. Couldn't stop listening. And then I'm listening to the Jeanette McCurdy one right now.
Okay.
Which I am probably, iCarly.
Okay.
Sam. And the name of the book is I'm Glad My Mom Died.
Oh, I've heard the name of the book. Okay.
And I was too old for it, but I liked watching iCarly. It was cute and I enjoyed it. And then, like, you know, she's taken a step. She, like, won't act anymore, this and that. Like, it's wow.
Okay.
Her mother forced an eating disorder on her at a young age, and then she became bulimic. She was an alcoholic. Like, she hated acting. She only did it for her mom. She wanted to write. Like, it's just like... So right now I'm towards the end of the book. So she's, like, in therapy and trying to, like, process everything. So I'm, like... And the fact that she like wrote the book and it was like a show for like a one-man show for a while, like I'm like, okay, like it seems like she's doing better, but it's just like, so maybe I just can only listen to memoirs as audiobooks. But like, damn, I picked 2 heavy books right before Christmas.
I've been listening to A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
What is that about?
So it's about it's described as a coming of age story of a Irish American immigrant in Brooklyn in the early 1900s. It starts off with Francie. She's I think 11 or 12 at the beginning of the book and talks about like her parents and how they met and a whole bunch of things. And they're poor and like all like kind of like their struggles. I'm not sure if it's considered a classic at this point, but it's been out for a long time. Anyway, a student of mine read the whole thing and was like, you need to read this book, it's really, really good. And so I decided I would listen to it and honor her request because it wasn't warrior cats, which are her other request, and I don't think that's for me. But so I'm listening to it so she and I can talk about it. And so far I think it's like a 14-hour listen. And I'm like, so it's gonna be a long one, but I'm about 2 hours in because like I got a good chunk in one night, and it's pretty good. But it's not.
I've heard of
it's a
but I've
well-written
never...
story, but it's not. I don't know if it gets heavy. It's not really heavy. It's so far a lovely story. Not a great life for the people in it, but
yeah,
the story is nice.
So
it's like a historical fiction.
Okay.
Ouch.
So
There's so much sinus pressure. Oh, I'm knitting the second mitten that I hope to finish today.
You can do it.
For my daddy for Christmas. This man has asked me for mittens for years, and I was just so nervous about making them. But I have a man-sized mitten. I'm using some unknown alpaca that I got at a farmer's market, the Blackstone Boulevard one, the one in Providence. It's an alpaca sport. The alpaca's name is Jazz. So 2 balls of jazz held together to make like a worsted weight sort of equivalent. And I'm just using, it was a free pattern on by Tin Can Knits, I think. The world's simplest mittens. I think it was free. I want to say at the time, because I started these I wanted to start these a while ago, and I did, and I started making a mitten. I was just holding the sport one ball, and it was the floppiest, thinnest, silliest looking mitten. So I ripped it all back and I held it double, and so now it's got some structure to it.
Yeah,
it's got
it feels
some.
nice.
It's a little damp still from blocking
okay.
the first one. My husband tried it on, so it is man hand shape sized. The thumb is a little tiny. A tiny thumb, but it's fine.
It's fine.
And while I'm over here on my towel of blocking, you guys, I made some socks.
Woo!
But I can't take that much credit because I started these years and years ago for my mom, at least 2 years ago. And I started them in a summer, and it's like a self-striping, but also self-patterning yarn.
I know, I love that.
Could not tell you who made that yarn because
Somebody will know.
I don't know, but it's really pretty, and it's colors my mom will like. And she's like a shoe size larger than me, so these are on a 7.5. She's like an 8.5, and they're a little bit big on the blocker. So I think they'll fit her fine, I hope, and if not, they're slipper socks. But anyway, I had 1 9/10 sock done, and they were sitting in like deep whip forever, and I just needed to Kitchener a toe. So I broke this.
You did.
I did it last night so I could block them for Christmas, finally. She's probably forgotten that I had started socks for her. So everybody is not expecting anything, so
there we go.
that's
the best
good.
way to be.
My aunt, who I love so much, is always super cold. And I was asking her like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, like, oh, do you have anything like on your Christmas wish list? Oh, I'd love if you could make me a shawl. And I was like, yeah.
That'd be nice.
It would be nice, but I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. So it'll be on my list.
Did you get another one?
Yeah, I did. So now I have 2. I got another one of these knit kits from...
What's on the inside of that one? Because even the one, I got one for Katie for Christmas, and I took out like the knitting stitch markers and I put extra safety pins in there.
I took some stuff out, like it had
but even
like
the needle
geometric.
Yeah, the tops were different. The one I originally bought were little stars. The one I got for Katie were like little gems.
Yes, they were like gems.
So they're not all the same, which I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Right, the Mermaid's Pearl had stars, right?
Yeah, but I bought the second one at Mermaid's Pearl and it was not.
Right, so every
kit is different.
So I just got like a pink tie-dye one because I know
they're so nice.
They are so nice. So I know that I very much could just make my own knitting kit. But I think I really like just the compactness, and it's all in here.
Yeah.
And I can just grab it and toss it and throw it.
They're seriously, I take it everywhere, and it's good for needlepoint too. It's good for everything.
It is good for all the things. I like the scissors a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
But yes, I love this bad boy. I think I got it when she was doing like either a sale or a free shipping. There was some reason I purchased it. Oh, and because I was getting your stitch stoppers. So I was like, oh, well, I want free shipping, so I need to buy this for me.
That is how it works.
And I got stitch stoppers, I think, for Tania too. Yes, some hearts or something.
Which is great, because I need them on this shawl, because this cord is shrinking by the day.
That's a long cord.
It's, yeah.
So I've got to go 4 inches on my cuff before I can change my main needle. And I'm at 3, so I'm doing all right.
So this is my main whip, but I do have other things I've been working on.
You got a side piece?
Because I have a problem called castellanitis.
Oh!
What?
While you're doing whatever you're doing, my other whip that I've been working on.
Oh yeah, let me see.
Oh,
what's your progress?
These are the stitch stoppers.
Oh yeah, those are the ones that came for Katie's, but blue.
Like geometric. My traveler hoodie.
Let me see.
She's not just bottom ripping.
You've made so much progress.
I know. Aren't you proud?
I'm so proud.
Look it.
Did you order one of the cord smiths?
I did.
Okay.
It came. Ooh,
okay. I was gonna say, if you didn't order one, you can borrow mine to make the
bumpy cowl. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to use it.
I figured it out. It's super easy.
Okay. Have you figured out how to use it on something that you're working on?
Not yet. Okay. Not there yet.
I imagine it's just sticking one of the hooks into the project and picking up I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But anyway, she's growing.
She's growing.
She's growing, my traveler.
I friggin' love mine so much. Like I said, I wore mine in Florida last weekend and I got lots of compliments. But also...
Here's my other knit kit.
It got real wet. So our flight got delayed 4 hours Friday night because that storm that hit here moved up from Florida. So it was gross on Saturday, which was fine because we were just indoors on Saturday. But like that sweater, like I'm like, oh shit, this grew.
Like an accordion that got sad.
Yeah, pretty much. What happened here?
I don't know. So I am going to be bringing this with me because I still have errands to run today. Stuff to pick up for Christmas and Christmas Eve. So I'll be bringing this with me. So like when I get that moment of anxiety as I wait in long lines.
Oh my God. I went to Target on Wednesday to get stuff to make mac and cheese for our school potluck. Took me 30 minutes to check out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm never coming to Target during Christmas again.
No, and I ordered stuff from Target, but I love a good car side pickup. Love it. Just come put it in my trunk. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. 4, 6. Oh, I got an obscene amount of Dunkin' and Starbucks gift cards.
Oh, really?
Like as a teacher.
I got nothing. That's fine.
Was it because it's high school?
Probably.
I think I have $75 to Starbucks. From various gift cards.
Holy shit.
And I don't drink coffee. I drink like that passion tea lemonade, and Breezy Girl likes a cake pop and a lemonade. But I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm going to be going to buy pounds of coffee for my own.
Yes, seriously.
I saved the Dunkin' ones for when we have Breezy's birthday party because I
bought
boxes of Joe and Munchkins and stuff like that. So that
that is what we call smart.
I make a huge order on the day of her birthday party, and then I go with all my $5, $10 gift cards, and I do feel bad. So I leave a very nice tip. Because then somebody's got to go, okay, that will be, okay, that will be. I'm like, here, just, I don't know what's on them. Just please run them. Thank you.
Wow.
Insane. Very, very generous.
Wow.
Very, very, very generous. We sent Breezy's teachers Starbucks gift cards. And I'm like, I wonder if they're also in a similar boat.
Because I've been teaching so many classes. One of the classes was resin Christmas trees. So like you paint the wood and then you put the glass down, you like zhuzh it up with like gemstones and stuff, and then you pour resin over it to set it. So I gave Owen's daycare providers one, because I have 3 from doing 3 classes. So I kept my Barbie pink one and I gave them the other 2, and they're like, oh my God, these are so nice. I'm like, I'm so glad you love them. They're like, do you sell these? I'm like, no, but you can take the class.
You can take the class and make your own. That's awesome though. That's such a great gift idea. I originally had thought about making some hats.
That was also my Secret Santa thing for school, taking stuff things, because she has like a bin of like, you know, cheaper things that are out of season. And I'm like, these are great for Secret Santa.
We do a white elephant.
Yeah, we did too.
But I don't know. I've never done white elephant before.
No?
Well, I think so. I don't know. Is it the same as Yankee Swap?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Like everybody brings a gift and you can steal and this.
Yes. So we do it at school though. We do it bring something from home, so nobody buys anything. So we do bring from home. We give everybody a number.
Yep.
You get a gift to open, and after you open it, so I guess it's like dirty rules, because then after you open it, you get to decide if you're keeping it or swapping it.
Right.
Oh, okay. So.
And then I had number 1.
Oh, so you get to go at the end.
So I get to go at the end, and I took back what I originally had. But so one of my coworkers has a lathe and makes pens, like really nice pens. And I got him one of his pens, and I'm like, yes, because his pens are super nice. And then somebody stole it from me, and I'm like, and I got a Target gift card. I'm like, this is great, but I really want the pen.
Yeah. I'm sure whoever you swapped with wasn't super sad about it.
Well, she stole the pen, and she's like, at least it's fair, like a fair swap. I'm like, I'm sorry, I really want a pen too.
Yeah. And then you always kind of feel bad about swapping. This is the second year, because it's the second year I've been at the school. I always bring like my favorite books from the year that I read.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And I put them in a box.
Yeah.
So I boxed up, oh my gosh, what did I bring? She started it. What Lies in the Woods and The Killers of the Flower Moon, about the Osage tribe murders and the birth of the FBI, which is now a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and De Niro. Robert De Niro. Yeah, but I guess the movie's like 3 hours long. Anyway, I tried to give the book to my mom, but I guess she's already reading it because she got it on Book of the Month. So yes. So I bought the books, and they were the hot item this year. I was so excited.
So at Katie's Christmas party, we also did like whatever, but everybody brings like inappropriate gifts. I brought stuff in the paint shop, and I got a bottle of liquor because I'm like, no, it's easier to travel with.
Yeah. We
wound up with a blow-up doll. But I'm gonna give it to my sister and Jared so they can recreate that scene from The Office. I'm like, wait, no, I actually do want this because I have and the thing is, I know they're gonna recreate that scene. You know, where Jim's like, no, keep it like the sexual harassment episode.
And then it's their problem.
But oh my god, so we blew it up at the party because that's what you do.
You ride around with it in the car.
So Katie had like an inflatable snowman, so we put it up with the snowman to, you know, be inappropriate. But then one of her best friend's kids walks out, and because they wound up coming to the party, and it's like midnight, so we're expecting them to be asleep, and she's like, Mommy, what's that doing there? And we're just like, so I was like, oh, it's a superhero. She's like, why is it naked? She's like, no, it's not naked. It's in a skin suit. Why is it facing away? You don't want to see its face. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just like, tears are pouring down my face. I'm like turned away from it completely. I'm laughing so hard.
Why is it naked? It's not naked.
It's not naked. It's a skin suit. Oh my God. It was.
Go back to bed.
Amazing. It was amazing.
That poor kid.
It was amazing.
Couldn't bring it up in therapy in a few
She's
years.
she's 6. She's like
she's
or
fine.
7. She has no idea. But I was just like dying. It was amazing.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
So that was those are the Secret Santas I did this year.
Oh, and our yarn Santa.
Oh yeah.
Rachel was my yarn Santa.
I don't have mine yet, but it's getting delivered today.
Wait, I forgot. What things were yarn Santa?
Not the La Bianame and the shawl sandwich. Everything else.
Okay. So, my yarn Santa gave to me some Hewitt
2
hand
turtle
dyed,
doves.
2 beautiful skeins. We got some pinks and blues and purples.
They spoke to me as very Kate skeins.
They are.
And I was gonna use them
to be like a tank top.
Yeah, you can definitely make a tank top. I had plans with like a hot pink to make a striped tee, and I'm like, it's not gonna happen. And I'm like, you know what? Kate's gonna love those skeins.
I love them. And Grizzly has half the other stuff, but some tea.
Oh, your ornament.
And oh yeah, my ornament's on the tree. Let me go get that. She made me this knitting ornament.
Because I'm obsessed with them. My Secret Santa is my friend Caitlin, and it was supposed to be here yesterday, but for some reason it went from New Jersey to Providence to Boston, back to Providence, so it should be delivered today, and I don't know what's in it, but I do know there are Christmas cookies, so I'm very excited about that, and I need to bake Christmas cookies when I get home tonight, because I've been saying I was going to make Christmas cookies for like 2 weeks now and send some to Caitlin, and I'm going to do it tonight, I promise. There it is.
Here she is. I thought she was on the tree. Look what Rachel made for me.
So Haley handcrafted, posted a video of how she took one of these fashion designer ornaments from Target and turned it into a crocheter. And I'm like, oh, that's gonna happen. I think I've bought out all the Targets in the area, and I've just been making them for people.
Look at her little knitting
They're so
needles.
Fun. So I knit the little scarf, and I made a little skein. We have toothpicks as knitting needles.
She's perfect.
I'm glad you love her,
I
because
do.
I think they're just the funniest thing, and I
It's such
love
a great
them.
idea. I love everything.
So I can't take credit, but I did make it.
Yes.
So yeah. So my Secret Santa package will be here hopefully today. It says it's being
Woo-hoo.
delivered.
All right, so we got to share. How long did it take to rip into the advents you got?
Well, my pink one I still haven't fully opened yet.
Ooh.
Max Knitter I opened on the day I got it.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Priya.
So I accidentally wound up with 3 advents this year. I got the Max the Knitter box, which I promptly opened entirely. I got the Suburban Stitcher Dreaming of a Pink Christmas Advent, which I still have not completely opened.
Good girl.
And even forgot to open a couple of days. But I think it's because I don't have a project in mind, so therefore it's easier to resist.
Yeah.
And then I finally got, on Black Friday, I ordered Selena of Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co.'s last remaining Nutcracker Advent. And then it arrived on Monday, and I opened the whole thing. It's fine. But that one's really cool. So the Suburban Stitcher one is 25 minis of pink that all fade. Which, hi, have you met me? I love it. The Max the Knitter one is for...
Did she do your pink one last year?
Nope. Selena of Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. did the pink one last year. So they're both very different pinks. And then the Max the Knitter box came with a pattern that we got on the 14th. I don't think I love the pattern. I'm still waiting to see how other people's work up, but I might just make last year's pattern because I loved last year's pattern.
Got it.
And then with the Nutcracker Advent, it's 12 fingering and 12 Suri mini skeins.
Ooh.
And there is a pattern that comes with it. It's a cowl.
You hold double?
Or I hold them double and make that striped Tenley tee that somebody...
I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah,
I can't
I think
remember
it's
the
Tory
pattern.
Knits.
I can't remember the pattern.
I might do that.
That would be cool.
Because it calls for DK, so if I hold the fingering with the Suri, then...
You're doing good this year.
Sort of.
I was good up until last week. And then I forgot to open for a few days because I just didn't feel good.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I need room on my counter that I was keeping everything in the dining room.
So you opened all of them?
So I ripped it all open.
Okay, I'm going to look at them after.
Okay. And I'll share them next time. I haven't started making anything yet.
No, and I probably won't because this is my 2020 Advent and here we are in 2023. So it's all good.
I made a mistake with my Yarnaceous box. I thought I wanted the bright gem tones. I should have got the neutrals and the warm. I got the cool tones. I should have got the warm tones. The warm tones had a lot of pinks. This has got a lot of like bright blues and purples. It's okay. It's fine. But it's more like spring summer colors.
Well, if you hate it.
For me. I don't hate it. It's beautiful yarn.
And I I like it, maybe I'll buy it off
It's
of you.
beautiful yarn.
I
But
wanna go
now
look.
I'm just like, now I'm not sure what to make.
Yeah,
I don't know. We shall see.
we'll see.
And I wouldn't have known I made the mistake. I just was like, I like cool colors, but I'm like, I also like warm colors, and I had to only pick one.
Speaking of Yarnaceous, because you haven't seen it.
Ooh!
I mean, to be
Oh,
fair,
it came with a beautiful sister's bag.
Oh, that's fun.
So now I have one of those.
Speaking of Yarnaceous, I
Ooh.
started on my sheep camp and I got through the yoke And I was knitting at I didn't tell you this. So I brought this to Moulin Rouge the other night at PPAC, and the person in front of me turned around and was like, "Can you please not knit during the show because it is it's distracting."
How could she hear it? That's wild.
So I was like aggravated, but also like really
she was in
embarrassed.
Front of you?
Yeah.
Huh.
So I didn't knit in the second half.
How interesting. I'm surprised she could hear the needles. Because it's such a small noise.
I know. But apparently it's distracting. So I stopped.
Maybe she's one of those people who have like very
hyper like sense of hearing. I've never seen her before, so she's not like somebody that normally sits in front of us.
Okay.
So at least there's that. But so I used Ewenicorn, which is the Spincycle color for Do Knit in New Jersey. I've had them in my stash for like when the seniors were freshmen.
3 years.
3 years. Because I bought them, I had a class and I was calling on the phone to get them. So I had 2 skeins and I cut the skeins to get the pinks and the purples and I cut out the other colors. But I think I have enough left to still make a hat.
Okay.
So beautiful. This is where I'm at. And then the Yarnaceous is White Horse Tavern. It was one of the Wool and Folk exclusive colors from Yarnaceous. It's a haunted place.
It's like the New York haunted
series.
It's beautiful.
So split for sleeves.
Kind of similar to La Brea Tar Pit.
It is very similar to La Brea Tar Pit, which is what I wanted in the first place, but this works.
Yeah.
So
that's beautiful. I
have
love that so much.
I'll go back to that at some point.
Okay. So what I was saying, what I didn't love.
Yep.
So with the Yarnaceous kit, it came with a dark main skein and a bunch of bright minis. But now seeing your bright with your dark color gives me hope that I could make something that I love.
Yeah.
So I'll cast on. I'll give it a try.
Do it.
And my Mermaid's Pearl box had 13 minis that kind of all fade together and you make a cow. They are pretty. And I really liked my botanical yarn box. It starts off with yellows and then it goes to like purple. No,
okay,
yellow
I'm gonna
to
go
green.
Look at all of those when we're done
to
recording.
Blues to purples to pinks. And I have to figure out what to make with that. I might want to make, I think it was Lily, who suggested a pattern by Dragon yarn.
My favorite adventure sweater.
My favorite adventure sweater. Yep. So I gotta figure that out.
Or you can do what I'm gonna do and do the Daft Days cardigan.
Or that. I have considered that.
There's options.
But I've got options. But I also have last year's Emma's yarn advent that I never used. So I could do that too. I need to stay off Instagram because then people who have leftover advents for sale at a discount.
Who has leftover advents for sale?
Oh, somebody posted one last night and it's on sale because they've got like one in fingering and one in DK and they're like 40% off.
You don't need another one.
I don't need another thing and I need to not buy. But I gotta show you what I did buy. So my goal, and I gotta start it, and I've already started it by not purchasing things this week. I'm not buying nothing next year.
Yeah, you say that.
I know I say that, but I'm buying nothing.
Instead of saying I'm gonna buy nothing.
Until Sam makes a box for Valentine's Day, and then I'll buy that.
So I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna buy nothing, because I do not feel like that is a reasonable goal. However, my goal is to net 0 for next year.
Okay.
So however many skeins I use, I have to so I did some math for this year and I bought about 175 skeins of yarn and I used about 70. So if my statistics stay roughly the same, if I buy 70 skeins of yarn or less next year, then I'll probably be able to net 0, which means my stash will not be getting any bigger. And ideally, I would like to buy less than I use.
Yes.
So maybe like arbitrarily be like, okay, I don't want to buy more than like 50 skeins of yarn next year.
That's true.
Like I feel like that's more reasonable because as soon as you're like, oh well, screw it, I already did the thing. Like,
or maybe I should say too, I want to definitely bring in less than I use, But also, if I'm gonna buy something, I want it to be for something I'm gonna use like almost right away, like for a purpose instead of wow, that's beautiful sweater quality.
Right.
With that being said, I did buy 2 sweater quantities. I bought from Beachy Breeze Fibers.
Are these? Have I not seen this yet?
I don't think I've showed you.
Oh my.
The her Lagoon Fingering and Wolf Riot Star, one of her.
What are you gonna do with this?
This I'm gonna hold with, and I started a swatchy swatch. I'm gonna hold this with Knitting for Olive. I couldn't find a color that I loved enough. I had bought something off Knit Picks. It came real raspberry, and I didn't like it. I have a baby swatch, so it's not bad.
That's
I like
Kait
it together.
Color. It's like this.
It is like
but not
this.
like it's not as bright.
It's gonna be a Jenny sweater, Jenny pullover by PetiteKnit.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But look how pretty this is.
Look at the drape on it. Hold it.
Hold it floppy.
So this is
And some
65% superwash, 15% yak, 20% silk. The drape is like ridiculous.
And I got mohair. This is Unicorn Purple, Knitting for Olive. Which isn't a super expensive option.
No, super affordable.
$12.50. So that wasn't too bad. But I finally found her.
Oh, your teal.
I've been wanting a teal.
Yup. What are you gonna make with this?
This is Steady from
Frosted Stitch.
Yep, the Frosted Stitch on Snowflake Sock and Snowball. So Alpaca Silk Lace.
Yeah.
This is gonna be, oh my god, I forgot the name of it, but it's like a fun, almost like half sleeve sweater. It's like a puff sleeve. It's got a little scallop on it.
Is it the holiday one?
Yes, the holiday sweater that came out.
Yep.
And, you know, in my mind, it was like, oh, yeah, I'll make that for Christmas. There's no way I would have ever been able to, so I haven't even begun. But I have, like, a vision of knitting the sweater, and I'll wear it next Christmas.
There you go.
With, like, a sparkly skirt or a metallic skirt.
Yeah.
Something shiny.
I love that for you.
Thank you. Thank you. And, like, a good boot.
Yeah.
So, that is my goal.
That's a good goal.
Maybe on Christmas I'll cast on next year's Christmas sweater. And because it's short sleeve, I don't think I'll dye because it's usually warm at my mom's house.
Nice.
Although Ralph and I are on a mission to take over Christmas 2024. So then we don't have to pack up our kid.
My parents are coming to my house this year, so Lauren's not coming home, and my brother's coming to my house for Christmas Eve. So they're like, "Can we just come to your house?" And I'm like, "Great,
perfect,
come over."
But yeah, so we're at my mom's, and I think that she would love me to take it over too. She took it over from her mom. It's a lot to do.
Yeah.
She's going to be retiring in the spring, I think, and then they're going to start traveling. And so I don't know if they'll be in Rhode Island all the time. So as long as she has me to come home to for Christmas. I don't know. But then Breezy gets to open up all of her Santa things, and she doesn't have to then leave them behind to get in the car.
Right. That's why we're doing Christmas with my in-laws today. We do Christmas Eve. Because taking kids away from all their stuff on Christmas is a thing.
Yeah, I don't love it. Well, that and just the rush of having to get somewhere.
Yeah. So
we do Christmas Eve at Ralph, Grandma.
The whole thing.
In Johnston. All the fish. So yummy. This papa makes this really good thing with snails. It's so good. I forgot what it is.
Never had snails.
It's like a snail salad. It's pretty good. Anyway, I feel like I have fuzz in my eyeball. I'm just like moaning and groaning all day long, just like all my sinus pressure. Anyway, so we go there tomorrow night, and it's like it used to be a super, super big party, but then with all the extended family, but then with COVID, it kind of got smaller, and so it'll be a smaller party, but that's fine. We're still gonna have fun.
What's small for his family?
Well, it'll just be us, his parents, one aunt and uncle and their 2 kids, because the others have places to go.
That is small. I figured small would still be like 20 people.
Grandparents, no, that's usually the immediate family is 20. So we're about like 10. We're about cut in half.
Wow.
I know. So then Christmas Day we go to my mom's, and we always have. And then Christmas night we're supposed to go to his other grandma. But usually Breezy's so done.
Right.
And I'm so done at that time. So it's like, yes, we would love to see them, but it's also
one more thing to do.
It's like just a lot.
Yeah.
And then my mom, well, then my brother and his wife aren't staying at my mom's this year because now he's hosting because his mother-in-law lives with them temporarily. And so they're hosting Christmas at their house. So my mom's kind of sad. So I feel like she's not going to want to let us go.
My mom is sad that Lauren didn't come up.
Yeah. So trying to keep everybody happy. But then if I host my own Christmas, just come on over if you'd like. If you want to see us, come on over. If you'd like to see Brielle, come on by.
Owen's like, you're going to Breezy's house? I'm like, yes, Owen. I want to go see Breezy. Not today, buddy.
We'll have to play next week.
Yes.
We only have the 28th that we have something to do.
That's his allergy test, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are we doing a fiber foodies? Or a small fiber local friends?
So,
maybe?
Since my sister's not going to be here, I got no babysitters.
Boo.
So I think we're just going to have to hold off. Dylan's working.
Boo.
So I think we might have to hold off because I thought my sister was going to be here, which at least if Lauren came with us meant that my brother-in-law would be able to watch Owen for a little bit. But yeah,
Boo.
I know. I mean, we can still do our own thing, but there will be children involved.
That's fine. Yeah. I don't care if everybody brings their kids forward. Who's got a bigger house? My house is small. We'll figure it out.
I know that I want to go do the Christmas
date.
lights next week because they're up at the zoo until New Year's.
Oh, they are? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, we could do that.
So we can do that because it was so fun last year.
It was a lot of fun.
I really liked it.
And it probably won't be busy, just like it was last year, not busy.
Right.
When we went. Oh, let me get this out of here. Get it.
Are those your acquisitions?
Those are my acquisitions, yes.
I've really been good. On Black Friday, I ordered some yarn, but I'll talk about this first. So my last yarn purchase of the year. So I was talking to Caitlin, and Caitlin in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I sent her, there was a dyer who dyed like some Blink-182 skeins, and I'm like, oh man, look at these, because I'm going to see the Blink concert this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, she's like, I think I still like the wool and vinyl ones better. I'm like, yeah, I know. The next day, wool and vinyl's like, hey, I have skeins available. I'm like, it is a sign.
Kismet.
It is a sign. So I'm gonna make myself an outline tank to wear to the concert. So this is based on their album cover for, I think that it's just the self-titled Blink-182 album.
I think so too.
This one came out when I was in high school. I think I was a freshman. I still remember listening to the CD, and like I have a very specific memory of listening to the CD, picking up a friend or two, and then going to United Skates of America.
Okay.
It's a very weird specific memory. But like this yarn matches the album cover perfectly, and I'm so excited that I'm gonna be able to make a tank top.
Where's Blink playing?
They're playing at Fenway, but we're not going to Fenway. They're playing in Hartford. We're not going to Hartford. I'm gonna go see them in DC.
Oh.
So it's right after Owen's birthday. So Lauren and Jared will be up, and then I'll drive back down with them, and then I'll just like fly home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or train.
Whatever. Like if flying is equally as expensive, I'm gonna fly.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's faster.
So I'm really excited to go see them. And then on Black Friday or Small Business Saturday, I ordered from Selena through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. I got one of her Nutcracker Advents, which I'll show off on our next episode. There's only like 2 colors I don't like, and they're greens that I don't really care for because green's not my color. Like they're so saturated and vibrant, Kate. They're so pretty. You're gonna be like, oh my god, it's really pretty. But I also ordered 3 of these fingering in Barbie era.
And who is this from?
Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. And then I got 3 of these one-of-a-kind mohairs called Love Always.
Oh, so pretty.
And I'm pairing it with Stash Yarn Ally AF from Jake of Ken Yarn. And I already started because, hi, have you met me? This is going to be a Doppio sweater from Sunky Knits, and I am obsessed. this is going to be my birthday sweater.
So Doppio's 2-fingering and a mohair?
Doppio's 2-fingering and a mohair, or a DK and mohair, or Suri, whatever.
Okay.
Like, and it's on size 10 needles, but I'm using size 9 eggs. I can't find my size 10s and beaks. I didn't loose anyway. And like, it's just so good.
I love it.
It's just so good.
It's like sprinkles.
It is like sprinkles.
It's like a sprinkled cupcake.
Just like my pink fizz is like a sprinkled cupcake.
I wonder how many.
I got 3 of each.
3 of each.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I am
in my head. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah,
I probably have 3 of.
That's why, because this was originally going to be a quilty from Tefillin, and then I'm like, no, I'm really glad I'm pairing it with this. So like, the Ala AF kind of tones down the brightness of the pink a little bit, but it gives it that sprinkled effect, and it's just amazing.
It's beautiful.
And then because she wound up getting sick, so she sent out my package late, and she included some extra minis that are pretty and Christmassy themed, and currently...
Is it those? No?
No. They're like pink and red and green. They're somewhere. They're in plastic. Did I throw them in here? I threw them in here. So she included her vintage Christmas mini set, which will probably be another Kumakawa. But
That's so pretty.
they're nice and Christmassy. And she also included one of her Twilight stickers. This is the skein of a knitter. Not a Twilight fan, but I think this sticker's funny. And yeah, I've really, like, saying that I'm not going to buy yarn in 2024 is not going to happen, but trying to be stash negative. Oh, and this doesn't count because I didn't buy this, but my friend Jen bought me this for Christmas. It's the Grocery Girls, like, breast cancer set.
So beautiful.
So it's these 2 skeins, and they're just lovely. It's 60% merino, 20% silk, 20% yak base. Like, you can see the drape.
And the sheen.
The sheen is so good. And this pom-pom that matches perfectly. And like some tags. So it's, I'll show you the pattern. It's like a hat and cowl combo. So I can use 2 skeins to make both.
Ooh.
Some boob yarn pins.
Boobies.
And then this really awesome accessory binder from Thread and Maple, so I can put needles and stitch markers, and like, God knows I'm always losing things.
That's beautiful.
So I'm like,
It's a great gift.
it is. I'm like, Jen, this is too much. But she's like, I already bought it. I'm really excited to make this. But then I guess we can talk about my one FO that has nothing to do with knitting, but it's still fibery.
Fiber was used.
So
This way.
it was. So I went to Florida last weekend to go see my best friend, and my best friend is a needle pointer, and so I brought knitting with me on the plane, but I also brought some needlepoint with me on the plane. And I kind of lost my needlepoint mojo for a while because I'm working on a canvas that it's one color over and over again, and I'm getting really bored. But I'm like, all right, I'm going to see Katie. Like, let me step up my game. And I've definitely been rebitten by the needlepoint bug. It's so nice. It's such a nice change of pace. Like, it's a lot easier on my hands. It's not easier on my eyes, but it's easier on my hands. And so last week before I went down to see her, I started, I don't have it in here. I started on this oyster canvas that's about done. And then I had bought this canvas last year. It's, the Mickey Castle. And so I'm ready. I finished the castle. I just got to do the background, and then I'll put beads on for the fireworks.
Oh, Casey?
Absolutely. And then Katie for Christmas bought me a koozie that little tiny canvas goes in. So I picked out an ice cream cone because it's got sprinkles. But I finished this while we were down there, and I love it so much. So I had bought this canvas a while ago on Etsy, because I loved my American Girl doll. I had Kirsten. And I brought the canvas down, and I'm like, all right, Katie, you gotta help me pick out yarn. And so we put it in this little box. So I left the little box. It's a perfect little jewelry box. Like, there's stuff for rings. There's a little mirror. You can put necklaces in here.
That's cute.
I don't even want to talk about how expensive these stupid boxes are. And then I did the canvas. So this is my first time really embellishing a canvas, and I put beads on it, and I made a little braid for her hair, and I put a little ribbon on, and I just love it so much.
It's beautiful.
So this is my 1FO. But I did this whole thing while I was in Florida, which apparently is fast. But I love it.
Not surprised.
I love it. I love it. I love
You're
it.
a fast fiber artist.
Apparently.
I love the castle.
I know. So I gotta show.
This is cute.
So it's gonna get finished. So this is what needle pointing, like I've said before, is dumb expensive because the canvases are expensive because they're hand painted, and then the threads you could use fingering weight yarn, but like this is like pure silk, so it's like $6 for 30 yards. And then so the background I'm gonna get it finished into an ornament. And a lot of the times when canvases get finished, they just like put fabric on the back and put the rope around it. No. This is gonna get finished into a snow globe. So like it's gonna have glitter in it, and I have a little plastic case for it.
Oh
and
my
you can shake it.
Oh my gosh.
Katie had hers finished that way, and I'm like, you know, I have to do this. So I have to like send it to somebody.
I was gonna say, is there a finisher?
There are finishers. And finishing is like, it's probably going to be $120 to get it finished.
What? Can you do it yourself?
I mean, I could, but I'm going to try some things. So like my box, this is considered a self-finishing project because all I had to do was cut the canvas and peel the adhesive and stick it in there.
Okay.
Like this is self-finishing, so I just have to cut out the canvas and put it in there. I feel like I could self-finish ornaments. It's a process, but I feel like I could do it. But with something that intense,
right,
I want to make sure it's done correctly.
Right. Wow.
But, like, yeah, it's.
So, are there finishers for like knitting? Like, can you like send somebody a sweater to weave in all your ends and block it for you?
If there isn't, that would be a great business idea,
right?
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna rip out and knit again the highlights pullover that I made.
Make it smaller.
Yeah. From Tiffany. It's real big, and the sleeves are real long, and it's a beautiful sweater and beautiful yarn. And it's a lot to weave in, and I haven't blocked it yet, and it's been months. And I think I'm gonna rip her out, and because I'm not happy with it, and I want to wear it.
There you go.
But it's such like a big mental thing for me.
I know.
It was a lot of work.
I know.
It was a lot of work.
I get it.
I've done it. In my mind, I was like, what if I just cut the sleeves off and like catch the stitches and then just undo the cuffs? And then I was like, that might just be making it harder than it has to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have real. Oh, Rachel also gave me this beautiful skein of La Bien-Aimée.
I thought you'd like that one
because
it's
aquatic.
It's like gem.
Merino super sock. It is pretty. Maybe I will make my own socks. Well, it's almost too pretty to be on my feet.
I mean, I get that. You could do a Musselberg.
Oh.
I've
never made that.
I haven't
like to make a Musselberg.
Maybe we should do a Musselberg.
Because it's kind of just knit.
On time. The setup is apparently wonky, but then once you get it, it's.
Okay. But yeah.
We could do that.
I feel like I'm losing my voice. I don't have anything else to talk about too.
My Christmas presents from Kait.
Oh yeah.
I'm very excited. I have a skein of Justine's pink. This is like the it color right now.
It's the hot color.
So Sam dyed this for Justine for her Rhinebeck sweater. And then everybody loved it so much that when Sam did an order for them, she included some of Justine's pink. So I'm excited. And then Kate got me this bag. I love giraffes. If we haven't had this conversation, I love them. I love them. I love them. And I don't have any project bags with giraffes on them, but she got me this one. And look, there's giraffes and camels and elephants. I love it. It's so cute.
Yes.
And then some watercolor, which I'm super excited to dive into. And some, what do we call these?
Stitch stoppers?
Stitch stoppers, which will be going on this shawl. And of course there are Mickey ones. And a Christmas narwhal. because
It's cute.
it's cute. Yeah, I've really tried to be good since Rhinebeck, because Rhinebeck was a lot, and also like I reorganized my yarn cabinet, and I reorganized it in a way so my whole top shelf is yarn for sweaters and tops and cardigans that I have specific projects in mind for. I probably have yarn for 30 plus sweaters, tops, cardigans, whatever. So that shelf is full. My bottom shelf has all my shawls smushed over to one side, and then yarn for specific hats, shawls, cowls, accessories on the bottom. The entire middle shelf is yarn that has no projects. I have sweater quantities in there. I have mini skeins in there. Reorganizing it that way, Kate, made me go, ooh. So I'm really, plus if I bought the yarn, I think it's pretty and I want to use it. So I really am.
Gotta figure out for what.
I really do want to. So I'm putting it out there. My goal is to buy less than 50 skeins of yarn total next year, which will help because we're not going to Rhinebeck, but that's about 4 skeins a month.
Okay.
I feel like that's pretty reasonable. And if I don't buy, if I buy a sweaters quantity one month and I don't buy yarn the next month, I feel like that's 50 skeins. I feel like is attainable. And then I want to use more than 50 skeins next year so that I can net zero. And it's not saying I have to buy 50 skeins, but 50 is the limit. So if I don't wind up buying 50 skeins, which, let's be real, will probably happen, like that's kind of like my hard, like, okay, like that's it. So that's my hard limit for myself.
I just realized I bought one more thing.
What?
The the dyer from Maine.
All around?
Yes, on the round. Sugar plum, the December color of the month.
Did you get a plush DK base?
I did.
Yep.
To make Casapinka's Graphica sweater with white. You're hungry? We're almost done, honey, okay?
That'll be good. I love that plush DK base. It's phenomenal. So, all right, putting it out there in the universe. My goal is to buy less than 50 skeins of yarn next year and to really focus on knitting from stash. And like,
we got this. I say.
I'm saying, I haven't decided if in those 50 skeins I'm counting yarn that like I need to finish a project. Like if I have yarn, it's like, oh, I need like a mohair to go with this, or I need like a CC to go with it. I don't know if I'm counting that in my, I probably should, but I'm going to go with I'm probably not going to count those.
Okay.
Because like it's at least motivating me to use majority stash.
True. I don't think I need an advent. I'm going to go back to that. So this is year 2 of getting an advent. This year I got 3. I don't think I need it. Or not a yarn one. Like maybe a stitch marker one or a goodies one or like a...
The Catrickles one looks fun.
Yeah, or like even, or even like, is it Sandra or somebody who did like a...
The swap?
Yeah, like a...
I don't know if I'd want to swap advents with somebody, but like I'd rather like get a...
I think it might be fun with like our group.
I'd rather just do like a better Secret Santa.
Okay. That was fun.
I think.
That's microphone.
So yeah, this is probably our last episode for 2023 because we.
Oh, it is definitely.
Well, we intended to record last week and then record next week while we're on break, but COVID messes things up. So this is our last episode for 2023. We will be drawing our winner for the Stashdown at our next episode, which will be the first one of 24. So you still got another week or so to get those entries in, but thanks for hanging with us. It's been a wild ride of a year.
It has.
And we got goals in mind for next year.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
See you next year.
Bye.
Bye.